and welcome to another episode of The Breakdown. This is Budget Beauty's Breakdown, and I am Lindsay Beatty. I'm the creative force behind Budget Beauty. I am the face of Budget Beauty, as it were, and I am here to talk about my makeup. So, as usual, this is a daily breakdown of my makeup and what I wore for the day and how did I do my makeup and the things that I did and the things that I used to do a specific look. And so today we did pink. I had a presentation at work, and so that I was giving with my work buddy. Let's call him that, my work buddy. And so I decided I was going to wear pink. I got this sweater, as I talked about in my other video, that I just got these new sweaters in. This is a pink sweater. The one that I wore in the previous breakdown episode was a yellow, and it is the same version as this sweater. And so this one is the pink version of it. As you can see, it's pink with like white stripes around it. And so I matched a pink skirt that I already have with it with pink accessories. I love this pink flower that I found in my pink video game controller earrings. They are in the shape of PlayStation controllers, but they are pink. So I tend to wear these earrings when I wear something pink. So yeah, I did my makeup to correspond with the pink. And I decided to pull my hair up in this wig that I wear that I love so much. I pulled it up. It's giving very 50s, 50s Baps. I don't know, something retro look. Very much Baps, the Halle Berry movie from the 90s. Or 90s, maybe the early 2000s. I think it was the early 2000s. But it very much reminded me of that. And I was like, oh, it's giving Halle Berry bops. Okay. All right. I'm with it. Because I love Halle Berry. So yeah, I was like, okay, all right. I can deal with that. But, I thought the look turned out super cute, today. And so I was like, yay, my makeup turned out cute. And we had some successes today. So let's get started. All right. So per the usual, y'all know I reach for this in my kit all the time. This stays in the kit and I reach for it in the kit all the time. It is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. Now I use this instead of using my Juvia's Place, because I learned my lesson. We're going to get to the eyeshadow in a minute. But the eyeshadow, I learned my lesson with this eyeshadow that I knew I was going to wear and that I chose. You got to wear this in order for this to appear pink. Okay. So I was like, oh yeah, we need to use Urban Decay instead of Juvia's Place this morning. Because otherwise this pink would look super muted and not pink. So that's why I was like, and I want this subtle pink. Also for the eyeshadow, so we're going to get to the eyeshadow now. The eyeshadow, I did not use my pink, Ultimate Glow Shots. NYX Ultimate Glow Shots. I was wanting to, but I was pressed for time. I was like, I've got to hurry up. I want to get where I need to get, and I need to get set up. So I got to do something that I know I don't have to sit here and wait for it to dry. And yes, the NYX is quick drying. It is. Make no mistake. It is very much quick drying. However, I didn't have time to wait for it this morning. So what I did was something I could do really fast and do while I was waiting on something else to dry. So I did not take a whole lot of time to do my makeup this morning. So the eyeshadow that I used, this Revlon, this is why I say I know I learned from past mistakes. If you put this Revlon with this Juvia's Place that I have, it's going to be very muted. If you put it with the Urban Decay, it's going to be this pink. It's going to show up as pink. And this does read as pink under different lighting. So I used this I used this one, and I used this top color here. I like it. It turned out it was very, um, it was very, very, very pink, and it shows up as pink. Um, I was thinking about, did I use anything else? No, I did not actually did not use any other color pink. I used just this one. And it's a shimmer. It's got a shimmer to it. Out of these, I've used these two. These two pinks up here at the top. But today I use this one. It shows up as very pink with your light shade eyeshadow primer. And it really, yes, I picked the Juvia's Place because it matches my eyelid very well. But really, it doesn't matter for trying to match to your eyelid. You're going to cover it anyway. So it doesn't match if that's what you're going for. That's not important. Not really. What you want it to do, though, is it's either going to lighten that color that you're trying to put on, or it's going to darken it. And if I use that Juvia's Place, it darkens it. So that's why I did that. So I use that for the eyeshadow, as usual, per the usual. I cut my crease with this. So, and I noted that it migrated a little bit, as you can see here, where I'm pointing at here. It migrated a little bit. The eyeshadow powder did not move. It's this that moved. So we're gonna touch it up just a tad. But it's not a super heavy line. So I'm only because I'm going over it again, and you see I really don't need to touch it up on this eye. This eye, yes. I had to clean that up just a tad bit, but it's fine. So then over the eyelash line, I used, per the usual, this. This is the gel cream liner by ColourPop. And it is fantastic. It's the shade Swerve, as usual. It's the black. And I did it over the lash line, and I did it under. Again, I was needing to do this real quick, and it worked like a champ, really quick. So now for something different. So y'all know, y'all have heard me talk in almost every episode for the last couple of weeks that I had been holding off in wearing any mascara because my eyelashes were, I'd been wiping apparently too aggressively, and my eyelashes were coming out. So, and I was trying to give them some time to grow back. So what I did was, today, I actually did wear mascara. And you can't really even tell, that's kind of good and kind of not good. But I wore mascara for the first time in several weeks. I used, of course, the Volume Booster. This is the Lash Primer Super Volume with Super Fruits by Essence. And they looked real nice. They had grown back. The primer, of course, fluffs them up because of the brush in it. And I'll unscrew it so you can see the brush. This makes my lashes pop. I mean, it's not so much the primer that's making them pop. It's the brush that makes it. It's the brush that's the difference. So, I use that. As usual, I put that on first, and then I put on my mascara, and I use the Size Up by Sephora. And I love the Size Up by Sephora. I really do. It works wonderfully. The brush is very nice. It's this brush, as you can see. So it tends to get my lashes popping. It's and that's what you want to go by with mascara. It's the brush, not necessarily the mascara itself. The brush makes all the difference. The type of wand that you get makes all the difference. So, yeah, we put on mascara again. So, and now I probably, knowing what I know about this, I probably won't wear mascara every day. I will be very, very, very gentle in taking it off because I do not want to strip my eyelashes again. I had to wait. I mean, and wait and wait and wait for them to grow back. So, and they have, and they seem to be very full. Once I put this primer on this morning, it was, I was like, oh, yay, look, my lashes are back for reals. So I was very pleased with that. Very pleased. So that's the eyes. That's what I did for the eyes. Now, as usual, per the usual, for the face, we did the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer and 2 pumps. And I covered a lot of area, tried to at least. And I really like that hydrating face primer. I really do. I like e.l.f.'s face primers. I will possibly get into the cooling stick. I might use that in the summertime. Maybe, we'll see. But I'm very much used to this hydrating face primer. I'm trying to think. Did I do anything else with the primer? I did not do anything else with that primer, but 2 pumps. And then I went in on the face with the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic foundation by ColourPop. And I put it in a few spots. One over here, one over here, one down here, one over here. And that's to give myself a lot of coverage. And then I just blend it in. And I used a blending sponge. Then I used, of course, what I also reach for in my kit constantly. This is the 7. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer, shade J7. I reach for this very consistently in my kit. I have other concealer. I do. But I reach for this very consistently. So I like it. It goes on really well. It matches me very well, as you can see. I did a almost flawless bead over here. And by the way, this, as usual, per the usual, I put this on at like 9:15 this morning, and it's now almost 7. It's like 6:30, 6:45, almost 7. So it's been on for a minute. It's been sitting there for a minute, and you can see I am shiny. So it's still there. It's still doing what I want it to do. So very good. And I feel like I need to shake this up. But yeah, that's why I'm shaking that up. But I really love this Juvia's Place. I do. So that covers concealer, and then I blended it in. I do have a blemish going on right here, right now. It's a blackhead. It's hormonal acne that popped up because cycle. So it's kind of it just kind of was sitting there, and then it got bigger. So I've been covering up, but I have also been washing my face, like cleaning my face. So that, and trying not to pop it. Don't pop it. Otherwise, you're going to get scars. So, because I have to fight the urge to pop it because I'm an old Southern black lady who was raised by old Southern black ladies who come in, and this was my grandma. And if I put my glasses on, I wish I had my glasses here because y'all would see I look just like my grandma, and you'd hear me, come in, let me get your face. That is what my grandma used to do. She get her, and she had fingernails. So I'm growing out my fingernails right now. As y'all can see, this is what my hands look like. But my nails are fairly long on this hand. And they're kind of long on this one too, but really on this one. But this, I can just see my grandma. Come in, let me, she'd be like, come in, let me get your face. And I'm like, no, grandma, no. Mama's like, Mama, don't pop her pimples. It's gonna leave a mark. And grandma's like, I know, but I just can't help it. And I'm like, no, grandma. And I didn't tell my grandma no often. So, but she was notorious for doing that. And she'd always, because she used to grow cactus in her front yard. And so I would always be out there just running around acting a fool and playing, and get a splinter somewhere in my finger. and in my palm of my hand. So grandmama, I got a splinter in my hand, or I got a sticker in my hand. She said, you down there messing with them stickers, wasn't you? Yeah. She already knew. She's like, come here, let me get the needle. I'll get it out. And so she'd be sitting there with a needle digging in my hand. Like, oh my God, Jesus, that hurt. So I learned to stop getting splinters and or cacti needles in my hand. And I remember her. So I have a birthmark in this hand. It's barely visible, like right here. It's right here. This birthmark gets visible and or disappears the older I get. It'll go back and forth. It's weird. Some years it's very, very deep color and you can see it. And then sometimes it's like a very light, very faint. So you can see it right here if I turn my hand a certain way. It's always, this is how I also, quick side note, this is how I learned to tell my left hand from my right hand, and how I learned that I was right-handed. I remember being in the car with my mom one day. I had to have been probably about 5 or 6. And I remember saying, Mama, did you know my right hand has the spot in it? like my mom didn't know this already. And so I was like, Mama, did you know my right hand has the spot in it? And she's like, did you just figured that out? Congratulations, you figured out your right hand from your left hand, did you? And I was like, and she's like, well, very good, baby girl. I'm glad you did. But you could tell she was like, girl, yes, I already knew that. But all right, I'm glad that you figured this out. My mom didn't say that, of course. Now, when I got older and I said, Mama, you remember when I figured out my right hand from my left hand with the spot? She was like, yeah, of course I do, because I already knew which one was your right hand, which was your left hand. I knew my right from my left. You just didn't know your right from your left. And I was like, I know. And then she was like, yeah, so we always wondered if the spot, because she would ask me periodically, does it hurt? And I'm like, no. Mm-mm. And she's like, okay. And then maybe like a couple years later, does it hurt? What? The spot in your hand? No. Okay. And so then she going about her. So it has never hurt. It has never hurt. It is just a benign, weird coloring circle. It's a little tiny, like I say, you can kind of sort of see it. It's right there. It fades in and out. Now, a couple of years ago, I was like, oh no, the spot's gone. And so now, but then it came back. It's weird. So, and I think also too, if I'm not wearing lotion or something, it's, yeah. So, yeah, that was weird. But anyway, yeah. I'm trying not to pop it, and it reminds me very much of my grandma digging in my hand and digging in my face to try to pop pimples. So I'm very much informed of this by my grandmother. But yeah, I'm trying not to pop this blemish and leave it alone. And just I mean, put makeup over it. It's fine. I'm just going to work. So, yeah, but to finish off the look, to wrap that up, to finish off the look, I of course use the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. And it's very lightweight. I really, really, really like this. It's very lightweight. And then I use my Sweet Full fan to dry. And set it. Now, for the lips. Now, I did do my lips before I set my face. I did. For the lips, I used my NYX Professional Makeup Retractable Lip Liner in the shade Plum. I wanted a deeper color around the sides. And as you can see, it's still there. I didn't really eat a whole lot today. And I didn't drink a whole lot. So this is just over time degrade. And it's fine. My lips still feel very soft. And they feel fine. I like how the pink is a deep pink. It's not a hot pink. And the pink that I used, of course, is the ColourPop Flurries. Ultra matte lip in the shade Flurries. And I don't think I'm gonna clean this up or anything. This looks pretty good. For 9 hours, it's pretty good. And a little bit of eating. I did eat earlier, but I didn't eat like all day long. I just ate a little bit of dinner, with this on. So yeah, I was very pleased. I like the liner. I like how that showed up. It's pretty good. I like the beat that I gave myself. That's also pretty good. Yeah. So that was the completed look. And so I'm going to let my hair down. Because I have not had my hair down all day. And I have the big giant black banana clip back there. I had originally put my hair up so I could do my makeup because I don't like my hair. I don't want my hair touching my face while I'm trying to beat my face. And I really need a one of those things, those headbands that hold your hair back. Especially since I put my wig on first before I do my makeup. So, yeah, I kind of want one of those headbands. But I'm generally getting ready to go to work. So I'm going to do my hair how I'm going to do my hair, especially if I'm going to wear it down. I will pull it up, and then once I do my makeup, I pull it back down and I fix it. So this is what it looks like with my hair down. It's giving Barbie. It is definitely giving Barbie. My first Barbie Black Excellence edition. So I really like this look. I thought it turned out really nice today. I did good in my presentation. I was very proud of myself. I did real good. Work Buddy did very good. He did excellently. He showed out in his presentation. I was like, okay. He came with the diagrams. He came with the explanations. I was like, sir, slow down. You're talking to me. Let me take these notes while you're talking. Because I was like, okay, I knew some of this stuff, but not all of it. So let me take notes while you're talking. And he had good explanation. He can explain it. So, we're both just starting out. I don't want to say we're both just starting out, but we're really, because we're really not. I've been in the job for 4 years, almost. It'll be 4 years in, July. And I started in 2021, July of 2021. Matter of fact, July 19th, 2021. So however long I've been married is however long I've been there. So, because I got married in April. I got married the middle of April. Like, my wedding anniversary is next Tuesday. So, we got married April 2021. So, that's why I was like, however long I've been married is how long I've been at my job. So, at this current job. And so, he's been there since June of 22. So, I've been there about a year longer, just a little bit less than a year. So you might as well say a year. And so, we're in the same division now. We don't tend to work together, but we got assigned together for this project and presentation that we had to give. So they were like, here, you and Lindsay, you get to work together on this. And I was like, yay, okay, tag team partner. I was like, listen, I told him this morning, I was like, listen, I reached for the ropes, you come and tag in. I made a wrestling joke and he just kind of looked at me like, what? And I was like, yeah, it was a joke. But yeah, no, he and I, we tend to work really well together. So, we're about the same level. We're on the same level, like level wise in our hierarchy in our office. But, level knowledge wise, we're pretty much, I feel like he knows more than I do, but, I know some stuff. I do know some stuff. Some things are not my strong suit. So, we are just being put in this division. So finally, it's the division I want to be in. And it's no hate to the other one. I actually have an appreciation for the other division that's in my office, but the division that I'm in now, that I'm permanently cited to, is how they call it, is the one I started with and the one I wanted to be in. So from the beginning. So I'm very happy to be there. I go where they tell me to go, and I do the work they tell me to do. And I teach other people the work that they tell me to teach them. So what little I know, I share the information. So yeah, I'm very happy with. I mean, I've been happy with the job the whole time. I love my job a lot. And so I try to, when I go in, I try to show that and demonstrate that while I am doing the job. And I hope that other people find it a good job also. So yeah, the fact that I was doing training today and I actually presented some stuff with Work Buddy, it was just like, bro, y'all gonna have the blind leading the blind, but all right. I will teach as best as I know how. Please assist me if I get to a point where you seem like you can tell I'm struggling a little bit and I seem like I'm hesitant on something. Please jump in, person above me, and help, because I am always down for somebody explaining it a little bit better than I can. So I'm excited though. I am a senior auditor. So I'm an accountant. So that is why you see too, I try to dress up, especially if I'm going out to a client. I work for state government, so my client is other state agencies and nursing homes. So I try to, when I go on site to talk to a client, I try to look like somebody, and I try to put on a little bit of makeup, do my face up just a tad bit. Nothing crazy. Like I wouldn't put on like, I don't know, I wouldn't do like a multi-chrome look or something like that. I wouldn't do like a rainbow look for work. I would do it if I were going out for an event or something. So that's why I say a lot of my makeup looks are for work and for special events, but I try to read the room and figure out where I'm going so that my makeup is tame. So like I say, I was doing a presentation today, so this is fine. I wear big giant flower. I wouldn't, now if I were going on site to a client, I wouldn't necessarily wear this big giant flower. Not necessarily, it depends where I'm going also for the client. If it's a super big agency, probably not. Small agency, maybe. They're less likely to be big, giant, super stiff and corporate agency. So, yeah, I try to do my makeup for work, and they always say, dress for the job you want. So, like, also too, if I were going out to an agency, I probably wouldn't wear these earrings, just because they're very, I guess, kitschy, I guess. And this is not something I would wear necessarily onto a job site where I'm going to go talk to a client and sit down and discuss their screw ups or whatever, because that's what I'm doing when I'm auditing. I'm not going to go talk to them and be wearing like controller earrings. This is fine if I'm in the office. Now, if I were going out to a client, probably I'm still going to wear pearls, but I would wear my pearl earrings. I have like pearls, plain, very staid pearls, or I would wear like diamond studs or something like that, or maybe some hoops, but not giant hoops. They would be like little small hoops like that or something. But it would very much depend on where I'm going. So, like I say, you dress for the job, but you have to be mindful of corporate dress and how you look when you go out. And I had to learn this the hard way, because when I first started out, when I was a journalist, I wasn't a people-facing journalist. I was a copy editor and page designer. But there's something to be said for dressing for the office, for the office that you're in. And the office that I was in was not one that lended itself to me being, I guess, myself. So I had to conform to the office, which I didn't like, and I didn't appreciate the fact that there were other people on the team who had. I remember this newspaper that I worked at. There was a guy who literally looked like he rolled around in his front yard and came into work. And I was like, so wait a minute. You don't say anything to him, but me who comes in with, like a nose ring in or something, you want to set me aside and tell me that I need to, be more professional dressed. Yes, I did need to be more professional dressed. Older adult me who is managing people, yes, ma'am. I'm not necessarily too hung up on a nose ring, but I also would be like, you can't come in here in overalls. You can't come in here in, I don't know, shorts or whatever. No, you need to come in and look nice, okay? Now, as a copy editor and page designer, I don't care if you come in here with flip-flops on. That's fine. I don't know if you need to come in here with shorts and flip-flops on, but a nice little cute summer dress in the summer. Flip-flops if you want to, which I could wear at another paper. I did wear flip-flops in the summer, and it was fine. They didn't have anything to say about that. But I also dressed up. Like, I didn't look like a hobo, okay? Like, I actually dressed up. And I did wear a little bit of makeup. A little bit. This was, like, post-divorce. But, the older I've gotten, the more I understand, and the more I'm appreciative of the lesson that I learned about dressing up and wearing makeup to work and trying to, look like somebody when you walk out the house. Now, COVID times, we did not put on makeup at all. The only time I put on makeup during the height and peak of COVID was to go get married. That's it. Okay. I put on green makeup and then came home and promptly took it off and went to bed. Okay. So that was the extent of putting on makeup during COVID. But once I started going into the office, I was like, I probably should start dressing up again. It was a little bit of a change again, going back into putting on makeup and stuff. So it's only probably been the last maybe 2 years, maybe year that I've gotten really back into wearing makeup and dressing up for work and doing what I want to do in terms of my look. So I like to present a fun look. Like, I want to look like I'm approachable and fun. Okay. I want somebody to be able to come up to me and be like, your flower is adorable. So about this cost report. So yeah, I want to be approachable. So, and also in my office, if y'all couldn't tell just based on me talking in these videos and in my series and about makeup, I am quite possibly the most social person in our office. Quite possibly the most social person. According to my manager who I'm working for right now, when I first started, she was like, you're a social butterfly. And I was like, am I though? Am I though? Yes. The answer is yes. I was trying not to be at first because I was like, I just want to get in here and I want to do a good job so I don't get fired. And thank y'all for taking me on because I was in not a great situation before and I'm fresh out of school and I have imposter syndrome. And I feel like I don't know anything. And I don't know anything about this job. So everything that I do here has to be taught. So I need to keep my head down and be quiet and learn how to do this job. But somehow, just social, a social creature all day long. And then when I get to the house, social with my husband. But when I go out in the street, don't want to talk to people. I hate when the public's there. So yes, that's why I'm like, I don't want to appear unapproachable, but also sociable enough that people can come talk to me and I appear to be social. I am also very eclectic. I have weird hobbies. If you saw me, you would not think, oh, she has those type of hobbies. hobbies. So I've been told I have very niche hobbies. So, which I do. I mean, video games. Right there, video games. And the fact that I'm very much into makeup. So yes, it's this is to dress the way that I like to dress. I really, really love this style, but also to give it a little bit of corporate something or another, just a tad. The flower is a bit much, so it is my way of rebelling against looking very corporate. I gotta have one little thing in there that says she's not corporate, except when you need her to be. And these earrings, like my earrings, I tend to wear my earrings to work. And people at work are used to me now, so they're like, "Oh, those are some really cool earrings. Where'd you get them?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I went to this flea market. I went to like the ones I had on yesterday, my popcorn buckets with my yellow. I was like, oh yeah, I went to the punk flea market and over out in Irmo and got them." And they were like, "You went to a punk flea market? What?" And I'm like, "Yep." And then the previous week, I wore some earrings, my peppermints, and they were like, "Where'd you get those peppermints?" And I had some bottle. I bought these from Anime Cafe. Cafe Anime, excuse me. And they're like notes in a bottle, glass bottle, but they have like the little cork plug in them and everything. They are adorable. They're green. And so somebody asked me, "Where'd you get those earrings?" And I was like, "Oh, I got these at like the Cherry Blossom Festival." And they were like, "You went to the Cherry Blossom? What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's Irmo Cherry Blossom Festival. It's out in Irmo, town of Irmo Park." And they're like, "You go to the like most weird things, but they are very cool. You need to tell people about this stuff." And I'm like, I guess I thought people knew about it, but all right. So yes, I am that person. I tend to be at something weird all the time. Matter of fact, Southeastern Punk Flea Market is next month, May 17th, 18th. So we're going to go, of course. Husband and I love going. The one time we went, we had a great time. We bought a lot of stuff. So y'all have seen, I know y'all have seen in my videos and all, my engagement ring here. This is my third engagement ring from my husband, my current husband. This one I bought from a lady who was selling jewelry at the punk flea market. So I went and I was like, I need another ring. This is gorgeous. It fits and it's exactly the style I want. So I bought it myself because the first one we lost. It was an emerald. The second one was a white sapphire and the band kept popping on it. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll buy myself. I told him, I was like, "You do not have to buy me another ring. I will buy my own engagement ring this time." So I bought this one last year sometime, and it is gorgeous and it looks fantastic on my hand. So, and then of course I have on this is my wedding band. It's got a few little real diamonds in it across the band. It's very small, but I didn't want a super big giant ring, and this is perfect for my fingers. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, I'll probably do my makeup for that, and do that in the main series, maybe, because it's a Saturday. The Punk Flea Market is on a Saturday. So, it'll probably be for my weekly series for makeup. So, I want to thank you for watching this. This has been my daily look, for today, with my pink. I really like how it turned out, and I'm very pleased with the results. So I want to thank you for watching, and come back and see more of my daily videos and my regular weekly series, and pretty shortly the beauty haul. Thank you for watching. Peace.